corridor. Are you people planning to remove the speaker?
But this is not a speaker house.
Are you one of those?
This place is not a speaker office. It's not a personal property. It's not anybody's personal property. Anybody who falls below the belt in terms of legislative proceedings and or requirement, obviously it behooves the members to ask you to step aside.
Do you want the speaker out?
I'm saying to you now, if you perform below the belt, it behooves the members to say step aside.
Is the speaker performing below the belt?
No, he's performing.
Okay, so
he's
you don't want
performing.
him out.
No, I don't want. It's not. I don't want him out. I'm saying he's performing until it is proven beyond all reasonable doubt that that speaker have done this, has done this, has done this that required for us to remove it. Obviously, when we remove
What
it.
message do you have for others who are asking for the speaker to recuse himself? What message?
Well, those who want the speaker to recuse himself, they present the burden of proof lies on the accusers. So those who accuse the speaker to relinquish whatsoever position, those individuals have their justification. But I am saying, as we speak, the speaker still enjoy the confidence of some of us.
Thank you so much.
Come again?
If you find reason to remove him,
obviously I remove and I take over, I remove buffer steamers and why not I can remove
Have you signed a resolution?
No, there's no resolution.
Okay, thank you, sir.
What are you for? LWMP, whatever. It's politics is not what define us. You understand? If you look at how many persons that in the unity party that will see this in power, those are the people that go to school, those are the people that did the food, and these are the people that they were calling from different telephones so the friends couldn't know. We would not call the name. We would not tell them the same. Remember when you're in opposition, you didn't have this to ask for it. We don't want to call it by the name. But just to think that we are all Liberians. So when you see your family member going astray, you need to hold them. Now we that do Thanksgiving, we are being in the past. Everything's spoiled now, we say Thanksgiving. I was telling my friend the other day, you know I love to joke. So I say, you see God, God is a wonderful person, He's our creator. But sometimes we ourselves, we can give God a hard time. You want to prove how to give God a hard time? Like you know today, I mean everyone, my family. What are you for? LWMP, whatever. It's politics is not what define us. You understand? If you look at how many persons that in the unity party that will see this in power, those are the people that go to school, those are the people that did the food, and these are the people that they were calling from different telephones so the friends couldn't know. We would not call the name. We would not tell them the same. Remember when you're in opposition, you didn't have this to ask for it. We don't want to call it by the name. But just to think that we are all Liberians. So when you see your family member going astray, you need to hold them. Now we that do Thanksgiving, we are being in the past. Everything's spoiled now, we say Thanksgiving. I was telling my friend the other day, you know I love to joke. So I say, you see God, God is a wonderful person, He's our creator. But sometimes we ourselves, we can give God a hard time. You want to prove how to give God a hard time?
The rape allegation made against me, the investigator found no evidence to substantiate the claim, and the findings clearly established that the allegations could not be supported by facts, forensics, or circumstances. This outcome came through due process, forensic review, and professional investigation. Let me again state clearly and unequivocally that since returning to Liberia from the United States on August 8, 2025, I did not meet, see, or interact with the alleged victim, at any time, in any place, or under any circumstances. That fact was central to the police investigation and was confirmed during the process that led to my exoneration. For clarity and public understanding, it is important to address the specific claim relating to Saturday, August 30, 2025. On August 30 was a Saturday and a non-working day. I did not go to SKD Sports Complex to work on that day. I do not have personal access to my office key. Access to my office requires the presence of 2 assigned staff members, neither of whom was available or present on the said day. Therefore, it is impossible for anyone to bring food or for any interaction to occur in an office space I was not present in and would not be accessible. On that same day, Saturday, August 30th, I spent the entire day at Alpha Field until late in the evening in the presence of prominent and well-known individuals, including Super Nathaniel Roberts, Kevin Kier Sigwe, Alvin Brown, Colucus Tupa, Anthony Cole Dwago, amongst others. We later departed separately. I returned directly to my residence and did not leave my house rather again that day until the next day, which was a Sunday. These facts are verifiable. You be the judge. Despite the official findings of the Liberian National Police, I cooperated fully with the authorities from day one, and I will continue to respect the rule of law. I will not litigate this matter in the media, but I will also not accept injustice or silence in the face of verified truth. We empathize with the victim and the family, and we pray sincerely that the perpetrator of this crime will be found and prosecuted, not to only follow vindicate me or my reputation, but that justice will be served.
Not as a politician, but as a Liberian who loves this country with everything I have. CMC will end corruption, not reduce it, not manage it, end it. CMC will create jobs, real jobs, jobs that let you provide for your family with dignity. CMC will build roads that connect our farmers to markets, roads that connect our children to school. CMC will put medicine in hospitals, so no mother ever has to watch her child suffer because some politicians stole the health budget. CMC will unite this nation. No tribe left behind. Competence over connection. One Liberia for all Liberians. But I cannot do this alone. CMC cannot. This revolution, it belongs to you. You, the student who dreams of a better future. You, the mother, Liberia failed you, but whose heart never left home. This is your moment. I'm asking you. No, I'm calling you to join us. Join CMC, not because we have all the answers, but because together we are the answer. Sign up, volunteer, donate what you can, share this message to your neighbors. Be the change you have been waiting for. 2026, the year of change. The year we stop waiting. The year we start to build. The year we take back what is ours. Liberia first, citizens empowered for the people, by the people. Happy New Year, my people. The awakening has begun. God bless you.
Because the man is behind bars as we speaking.
They have arrested him?
They arrested him this morning. The people still up here.
Oh, his people?
No, the police.
Oh,
I
okay.
said women and children protection. The anti-war people were all here last night calling us because we are supposed to have a safe day.
Yeah, sure.
So they already arrested him based upon some. He was there at first. They said they were only for questioning. And then because he said he didn't know the child, he don't know anyone of us, he don't know the child, he haven't seen the child into his fence. God, and you know, the people that are investigating that are error.
Okay.
So based upon, they went to the hospital to the child, and the child can talk. Based upon the ARKU, they decided to keep him there.
Okay.
They came to the house and not to him, to get fat because they bought the scrap, the error, you know, every this is a take like the picture and see and know and see every description, the thing and never so.
Okay.
So I'm waiting. Oh yeah, so banana.
So how the man come on? How the little boy come on?
They both trying you. I thought both thinking he trying. I think he responded to treatment small and thing.
Okay.
The treatment they giving him bringing all the water, the fluid just coming from all of him. Although he licking, and they keep asking us to get pimples and things for him.
Okay.
So the clothes can be messing on him, be changing through because in your night alone,
What?
that was he and two other guys. Big, huge men.
Imagine 2 other guys with doggy.
Yeah, he identified all of them. We even got their photos. So that's why this is not something to rush.
Wow.
So, really funny.
But they say he's in work the NSA. They identify his name and all got him.
Oh, you mean like someone who is well known, like big people. I think second man in command.
This country with everything I have. CMC will end corruption, not reduce it, not manage it, end it. CMC will create jobs, real jobs, jobs that let you provide for your family with dignity. CMC will build roads that connect our farmers to markets, roads that connect our children to school. CMC will put medicine in hospitals, so no mother ever has to watch her child suffer because some politicians stole the health budget. CMC will unite this nation. No tribe left behind. Competence over connection. One Liberia for all Liberians. But I cannot do this alone. CMC cannot do this alone. This movement, this revolution, it belongs to you. You, the student who dreams of a better future. You, the mother who prays for her children every night. You, the father whose sweat feeds this nation. You, the professional who is embarrassed by what Liberia has become. You, in the diaspora, who left because Liberia failed you, but whose heart never left home. This is your movement. This is your movement. This is your Liberia. So, I'm asking you. No, I'm calling you to join us. Join CMC. Not because we have all the answers, but because together we are the answer. Sign up, volunteer, donate what you can, share this message to your neighbors. Be the change you have been waiting for. 2026, the year of change. The year we stop waiting. The year we start to build. The year we take back what is ours. Liberia first, citizens empowered for the people, by the people. Happy New Year, my people. The awakening has begun. God bless you, and God bless the people and the Republic.
9. Results: the total number of polling stations from which we have received the results at this point in time, 133, representing 0.26% of total polling stations. These are so far the results per presidential candidate. Bulira Frank Kavinga, Party RPP, votes received so far 84, representing 0.36% of the valid votes cast for candidates so far. Kasivante Robert, Pate NPP, total number of votes 66, representing 0.29% of the valid votes cast for candidates. Excuse me. Kyagulanyi Sentam Robert, Nope, 7,753 votes, representing 33.64% of the valid votes cast for the candidates. Mabirizi Joseph, CP, votes 45, representing 0.20% of the valid votes cast. Mugisha Gregory Muntu Oyera, ANT, 164 votes, representing 0.71% of valid votes cast for candidates. Munyagwa Mubarak Serunga, CMP, 145 votes, representing 0.63% of valid votes cast. Nandala Mafabi James Nathan, FDC, 560 votes, representing 2.43% of valid votes cast. Yoweri Tuhaburwa Kaguta Museveni, NRM, 14,232 votes, representing 61.7% of valid votes cast so far. Total number of valid votes for all the candidates so far is 23,049. Invalid votes so far 796, representing 3.34% of the total votes cast. Total number of votes altogether 23,845, representing 0.11% of the total number of registered voters. The spoiled votes are 37. That is the position as of now.
You had a meeting with Greg or what?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
You were there, you called the chairman.
He called me from on the camp and said, you have to go with Who called you? Who called you?
The chairman.
Okay. He said he had to go with me. He the captain had to be there. Then he called the people captain. So I said, where? He said he had to be in the BD. They don't hear. He said, I'm Moravia. So I went and wear my tap. He said, no, you have to wear your sneaker with color clothes. You have to go. So I wore it. Along with the coach, Mr. Bedeman, Tony Walker. And in my whole life, me I can tell people, anyone I know me in my game is aggressive. I don't let private in my game. Okay. So when we went, I said, imagine people the development superintendent and the head coach for Grand Crew and some other staff from the country at the main resident. Okay. The bro, we have from there. So he decided to ask, but why the cabin is so, your face is just fine. They put it in laughing and said, he let talking baby. So when I wake up, I said, Tony, the thing you're doing, it's not good for us.
So what was the purpose you got work for? What was the discussion?
The discussion was, Tony said that the people, they qualify Magiri at the time, you were 3 issues before. Bapolu. Where Bapolu defeated you and they defeated Bapolu. And you needed 2-1 to be qualified that year.
Yes.
So
I can recall.
So they went there to help Grand Crew too. You need help. Grand Crew were afraid of Maggie. You understand me? So after we went there, when we discussed, they said that the issue 0-0.
Okay.
Due to this guy is in the race, they wanted to get clean sheet, Teddy Colley.
Okay.
They wanted to get the best goalkeeper award.
Okay.
So they discussed it, and how much was given?
$300 United States were given to the chairman. $300 United States.
Yeah.
Are you sure what you're saying, James?
I'm very sure.
I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me Mr. Journalist, I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now, and I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on presidency? Is it based on technology? Is it based on war? Tell me, we got major headlines. Oh, we got major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines. We got major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers. Come take up coverage, the rainy season coming soon. In the ghetto, all the houses are full of leakage, nowhere to sleep. Come and see the widow, living in the street with her children. Since the daddy went to war to fight, he never lived to see them. The children have no shelter, oh, children have no education. The children have no one to call their friend, the children have no food to eat. We got major headlines, oh, we got major stories. Hey, yo. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines, we got major stories. There is no job, no money for hustlers. How many people do you love, man?
Major headlines and major story in our country and our area, Liberia. And we'd like to say welcome to the program and thanks for being there. So quickly, we will run through with our talking points. We basically gonna let me get this off quickly. Basically tonight we will talk about issues confronting our country, Liberia. I don't know if we can get James on, but we're hoping that James will come on tonight, and then we can run through all of the talking points here. We're hoping to have James on tonight, and also talk more about these things about our country, Liberia, and we want to make sure that we can discuss these issues lengthily. So we'll talk about the Ministry of Gender released the data involving the case with former Minister Brian McGill. We will talk about that. And we will also talk about several other issues across our country, Liberia, and that are making rounds. So let's take this break to get back on the program.
No cost, no glory, no help for poor man. That's what we know. We got major headlines, we got major stories. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines, we got major stories. There is no job, no money for hustlers. You don't know stories? You've been writing stories from rap for pages. Keep writing stories about people who not too concerned. We got a lot of people in the ghetto, people on the block, people in the street. If y'all know what I know, follow me, and I'll take you to places where people are suffering. We got lame people, blind people. I mean, people that in need, man. People too much in need. Come on, yeah. How many people do you love, man? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially poor men. No job, no money.
So we like to say welcome back to the program, and is literally a great pleasure to be on your stream tonight. So what we are going to do basically tonight is sorry, we want to get our camera right. And okay, I think our camera is okay now. So what we're going to do tonight is basically talk about most of these issues. We'll look at the recent sanction from the U.S. government, and we will talk about that. And I don't think this is what we want. Yeah, so I think it's way better than what we had initially. So basically, we are going to dive in a little into the sanction, not the sanction, but the cancellation or suspension within the visa process of 75 plus countries, and Liberia is of no exception to that. And basically, we will then sorry for this, yeah. So we will then talk about that as well. And sorry, tonight we can't have James on, but we are basically going to run through all of these things and move on with the program quickly. So let's bring you some stories trending already. We have Francis covering the Ministry of Information, and there was an article that we want to look at quickly, where the government of Liberia, through the Civil Service Agency, is currently planning on paying salary to government civil servant bi-monthly. When we talk about bi-monthly, we're talking about if you earned 75, your salary will be split into two. If you earned $150, the salary will be split into two. What we're saying is that the government will split, for instance, if you earn 75 or 150, the salary will be split into two, into 75 in the first 2 weeks of the month sent to you, 75 in the next 2 weeks just before the end of the month, and you will have a total of 150 United States dollars. That's exactly what the civil servant says they are going to do. So the government of Liberia has announced plans to introduce a bi-monthly salary payment system for civil servants, on which public employees receive their monthly wages in two equal installments of 50%. This is exactly what I just said. The Civil Service Agency said the proposed payment arrangement is intended to help government workers better management uh, better manage their salary and finances, so the financial pressure, can lessen the burden. I had one of my colleagues who used to work with the government just before he traveled for studies. And the guy said, before the month end, we've already credited all of our salary, and because of that, when month ends, we can get our salary. But again, one thing that came to my attention was the fact that if someone earns $150 and you are paying them the sum of literally 75 the first month, you think, is this really going to help the people? Is this really going to help the civil servant? Is this really going to help in terms of what you talk about, lessening the burden? Is this going to help? That's one thing we should look at. That's one thing we should be thinking of. Is it really going to help? Is it going to help? Is it going to help? So we should be looking at that as well. Will these things help the civil servant? Will these things help the civil servant? So I think, for me, in my own understanding, I think it's actually a great initiative, and in as much as it's a good initiative, I think that the government should now also be thinking of increasing civil servant salary. They should, because you can pay somebody $150 and you say you want to split into two equal half and expect that to be as sufficient for the person. And we also want to look at this new ArcelorMittal, or the Metal Steel ArcelorMittal Mineral Development Agreement that is before the national legislature. We had got some information that the agreement is set to take the due up to 2050. 50 years agreement. 50 years agreement with ArcelorMittal. And this is what a part of the USA, as part of ArcelorMittal's new mineral development agreement, one of the key benefits is a strong commitment to Liberian leadership. We understand all of that. I'll take it bit by bit with this before we dive into our main topic. I, I will say, oh yes, this is in the deal, and we understand that since this is there, we hope and pray that this comes to fruition. 50 year is a lot of year. This is similar thing we did with Firestone. At the end of the day, there's no proper management from the management team at Firestone. We have contractors now taking over the company. We have people working for little or nothing that can't even sustain them, because we're in a country that you need a job to survive, not because you need a job to be able to earn something to show off, but to survive. So this is almost like a similar thing. You talk about 50% of the management position to be held by Liberians within 1 year period. 50%. That's a fun one. But how would this be implemented? How would the Ministry of Labor read? And how would the Ministry of Labor be able to assess that most of the position, 50% of the positions at ArcelorMittal within a 1 year period are occupied by Liberians, and it will raise to 75% in 5 years, 90% in 10 years. We understand all of these things written in the document are sweet, are good for our people, but making sure that these things, ensuring that these things are actually taking place is one key aspect we also need to look at. Would our government officials be willing to carry on scrutinizing these people, or would these people bring foreign people, Turkish and other nationals to work like they are currently doing? They have foreign carpenters, Chinese, doing carpentry to the new area they're constructing there in Yekepa. Then you talk about having 50, 75, 90% of Liberians. How do we believe these things? How do you want us to believe these kind of things when you have Chinese at the entity currently working as carpenter? Are Liberians not capable of taking care of the carpentry there? Don't you trust Liberians? Since you can't trust them right now that you're constructing a mine or a plant to be able to wash the iron ore, why now should we give you 50 years agreement to give us 90% of the workforce and the positions be occupied by Liberians? Really, the people actually think we are here in this country to be joking with our minerals. And trust me, it's about iron ore, but most of these guys will say we came to mine iron ore or gold, and they will not tell you if they found diamond. That's a mine. You have different kind of minerals there. It's in Yekepa. Let's be real. We urge the national legislature to make sure if they will pass this deal, scrutinize whatever that is written in this agreement and make sure it's 100% in favor of Liberians. I think within 10 years period is too long to have 90% of the workforce of the position being occupied by Liberians. And they say that would be within 5 years and 90% in 10 years. In addition, the agreement shows that at least one of the four top senior positions, either CEO, CAO, CFO, or COO, will be occupied by a Liberian within 1 year. Sounds sweet. Sounds sweet. Even if you give this to a typical Liberian, it's great. But will this person fully have control or have full control? The mineral agreement for 50 years, we understand that the government need this money to function properly. We understand that the government is pushing a 1.2 billion budget, proposed budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. We understand that when these fundings comes in, when the government sign this kind of agreement, it helps the budget. But again, we should be as smart and ready. We should understand what we actually want to do. We should. We should literally knows what we want. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Liberia is not a place for people to think that, it's anywhere you can come and just joke about. I think our country needs to level up. I'm being frank. I think our country needs to level up. This kind of agreement are not meant to help us because Asla Meta wants what they want, they will write what to please her. But again, I don't blame these people. I think Minister Cooper Kura needs to do better. We've seen situations where people have cried and they said they called on the Ministry of Labor. We've witnessed cases where the Minister of Labor will go and these people will still have concern and always cry of the kind of environment they're working, and absolutely nothing is done. Nothing is done. Absolutely nothing is done. Yeah. Nothing is done. We need to understand what we want as a country, and we basically need to get to understand that, Liberia is a place for all of us, and we literally have to put ourselves in order. Yeah, we literally have to. We have to. This place is not a place for us to joke about. I'm telling you. 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 Yeah. So this is Liberia, and we hope and pray that our country and our people can be able to understand that we are here, and we as professional people should be able to checkmate things they are done, and this is what we as journalists are always referred to as the watchdog in society, and we'll stop there. We'll definitely stop there and jump into our next discussion, and we'll still take a deep look into the ArcelorMittal uh, development mineral thing, and then we can flow from there. So we also wants to get a hold of of this situation. We saw a release from the. I really want to find this release. Let me quickly look for. Okay, I have to find this release. I'm telling you. What is this? This is not what I want. I want to find this release. Yeah, it takes long, but a release from the Ministry of Gender, and I want to display this on the screen. Yeah, Mhm. I want it to there. Okay, it's there gradually. So I will also read this release as we go ahead. It says. I want to read this. It says the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection acknowledges the update from the Liberia National Police regarding the outcome of the investigation of rape allegation against former Deputy Minister J. Bryant McGill involving a 14-year-old girl, a case that has drawn significant national attention and highlights the urgent need for decisive and transparent justice. The ministry take note of the result of DNA analysis recently announced by the Liberia National Police on the survivors' clothing. In view of the seriousness of the crime and the implication on child protection and public confidence in the justice system, the ministry calls on the LMP to take immediate steps to continue its investigation and swiftly identify and arrest the alleged perpetrator responsible for this heinous act in full accordance with the laws of the Republic of Liberia. While the LMP has indicated that the investigation remains ongoing, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection wishes to assure the Liberian public that it will maintain close and continuous engagement with the police to ensure that this matter is handled with the highest level of urgency, professionalism, and transparency, and that justice is delivered without delay for the survivor. The ministry's legal team is fully engaged with and will continue to work with the LMP and other justice sector institutions to follow up on this case, provide legal and technical support as required, and ensure that the right, safety, and dignity of the child are fully protected throughout the process. The ministry reiterates its zero tolerance policy for rape, sexual exploitation, and all forms of violence against children. We strongly encourage the public to remain vigilant and to report all cases of abuse through the appropriate channels, including the 116 toll free line. Protecting Liberia's children is a national responsibility. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection remains unwavering in its commitment to working with law enforcement and the justice system to ensure that perpetrators are held fully accountable and that survivors receive the protection, care, and justice they deserve. So I think this release fully shows that the ministry is working in lines with the Liberia National Police, and that basically um, the justice system is right there. And yeah, what can we say more of that? Nothing. The release itself says everything you need to know, and that basically we all hope that the perpetrator, since it's not Minister Brian McGill, the perpetrator should be brought to book, and that people can understand as to the outcome of this entire case. So we want to switch to talking about this whole visa thing, which is one of our key discussion points tonight, and we want to focus on everything we want to focus on. All right. I will bring the photograph of Liberian President Joseph Yamambuaika, and let's look into it, right? And tonight we discuss the recent U.S. visa cancellation affecting Liberians, and we'll also look at what does this means for our citizens and the government of Liberia, Liberia-U.S. relations. So Yeah, so basically, um, we we look at the visa cancellation, not just for Liberia, right? It's been over it's been over 70 to 75 country. Yeah, it been over 70 to 75 countries, and we don't want to bring something that so we basically looking at it, right, and there's something that came out. The government of the United States says that um, because of a lot of privileges and people travel to the US on the immigrant visa thing, they just go don't want to work because a lot of systems are in place. And uh, when you get to the US, if you have children or a child in the house and you can afford to pay your bills, you have to call on for free electricity. They will have to do that. If you can afford to rent an apartment, you will have an apartment given to you for a better close to 75 United States dollars, something that might cost close to $1,000. And basically, these are reasons why uh, Trump, who is the president of the United States, says that people from Liberia, Ghana, Somalia, and other countries, list of several countries, are not going to get, processing for the immigration visa, but rather because you can get access to literally process your visitor visa. You want to go for a tourist visa, business trip, you can have access for that. And there's some strong questions that came out. The fact that the USS, these are questions from the opposition bloc, right? The fact that the USS, oh, we can't give you visa for non-immigrant, for immigrant to migrate to the US. But we literally, okay, I want to bring the list of these 75 countries. So let me read this article. The United States State Department has announced it will suspend the processing of immigrant visa for citizens of 75 countries, including Afghanistan, Iran, Russia, Somalia, and Liberia, citing concerns that applicants from these nations are more likely to require public assistance while living in the United States. We'll do this bit by bit. Of recent, the US government released a list of people that are in the United States and seeking welfare almost like you're in the US but you don't want to work and you asking the government or people working and paying tax to you, so it's your responsibility to take care of me since I can get a job right now and I can afford this, I can afford that, I can afford that, right? So they are there seeking welfare, and one of the top countries that on the welfare program, or people from one of the top countries on the welfare program are people from Liberia, Somalia, and other countries. So this is one of the many reasons. So in a statement issued on Wednesday, the State Department, under the leadership of Secretary of State Marco Rubio, say consular officer have been instructed to halt immigrant visa application from the affected countries in line with a broader policy order issued in November. The directive tightens screening rules for immigrants deemed at risk of becoming public charges. This is exactly what we said. So beginning January 21st, and applies only to immigrant visa. Applicants seeking non-immigrant visa, such as temporary tourist or business visa, will not be affected according to them. But again, if you are in Liberia and the US says, "Oh, we can give you immigrant visa, but we can give you non-immigrant visa," I assure you, you're definitely gonna get that. And let's look at the implication on families that wanting their people to migrate to the US. If you are already fine for your family, now the process will come to a standstill because there's some level of suspension in the process. And let's say you're married to your spouse and you are asking that your husband or your wife fight for them or your children wanting to reunite with your family because you are a US citizen. This process cannot be done. Cannot be done. Cannot be done. So these are things. These are things that basically the US president says, oh, okay, we won't give the visa thing to 75 countries. And 75 countries. 75 countries. So let's bring the list of these countries. You got Afghanistan, you got Albania, Algeria, Agua, you got Barbuda, Amir, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belarus, Belize, Bhutan, Bosnia, Brazil, Burma, Cambodia, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Colombia, Congo, Cuba, Dominican, Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Fetch, Gambia, Georgia, Ghana, Grenada, Colombia, Congo, or I did that, Guatemala, Guinea, Haiti, Iran, Iraq, Ivory Coast, Jamaica, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Kosovo, Kuwait, and the list goes on a lot. Nepal, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Pakistan, Republic of the Congo, Russia, Rwanda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Somalia, South Sudan, Syria, Tanzania, Thailand, Togo, Tunisia, Uganda, Uruguay, Uzbekistan, and yeah, and a lot. Liberia. The list goes on and on and on. Libya, Macedonia, Moldova, Mongolia, Morocco, Nepal. So there's, I don't know, but the last that we saw again, and the thing is, I don't know why all this, right? And I understand some reasons why we've been placed in this category. It's because a lot of people gets to the US, the system is quite different from what they expect, and basically, yeah, don't want to work anymore, and you just basically wants to you know do what you want to do and just enjoy the privilege or privileges in America. So the thing is, most of these people gets to the US and no longer wanting to work 8, 12, 24 hours hustling. So yeah. So now we at a point that we know once Donald Trump is president of the United States, we basically not going to get easy access in the US anymore. And the thing is, a lot of us believe that America is where Liberia, independence is a country that colonized us. All right? Let me say that right. America is a country that we all believe colonized us, which of course is literally not exactly what. One thing we believe is that the U.S. should now give us a lot of privileges, like other countries that colonize other countries. What the government of Liberia can be able to do in terms of making sure that making sure that most of so we apologize for that breaking and yeah, so exactly what we said, and is basically what we all need from our country, Liberia. So the thing is, we need to understand that we are doing better. So again, we like to appreciate everyone who come and following us. And welcome back to the show, Mother and Julie. She's one of our regular follower. LeBron is always here doing a great work for we television. And again, we have support because all the time. So we spoke about the Mineral Development Agreement between the government of Liberia and ArcelorMittal, and we want our government and the national legislature, members of the national legislature, to be keen on things that would be beneficial for our people, for us and our people. And we want our government to understand that these things are essential and can make a great part, not just to sign a development deal, because we need a budget to pass and we need such money to help the budget. And also we spoke about the issue with the civil servant salary. We spoke about the issue with the government of Liberia and that of the U.S. cancellation of, or let's say, suspension of literally non, let's say, immigrant visa in our country. So the process will be suspended until the U.S. government see it fit to resume the process. So imagine if you have your family back here, wanting them to move back to the U.S., which you can have that process going on anymore because there's a suspension from the United States government. So we'd like to appreciate everyone for coming up, and we reach Mr. Samuel Abibu, speedy recovery. You can also send speedy recovery to Mr. Abu. We told that he's recovering speedily. And we'd like to appreciate all of our followers, Madam Julie Pewala. I don't know why you've been on the show. We'd like to say thanks for coming up. Until that, my name is William McGill Tuesday. We'll be here same time, along with co-host James ARKU. My name is William McGill. You have yourself a blessed night. Hello.
I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me, Mr. Journalist. I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now. And I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on presidency? Is it based on technology? Is it based on war? Tell me, we got major headlines. Oh, we got major stories.